Hey folks, Michael Collins, EnviroReporter.com on July 30th, 2014. About 43 out of a possible 123 beta stations are working across the U.S. as of July 27th. We're looking at Montgomery, Alabama right now, and it in the last few days has gone north of 150. Now generally 3 times background seems in here to be around 20 to 25, and this is the counts per minute part of the graph, and this is a 4-month duration. If you have triple background, you've got a situation going on. But since background changes from place to place, the number that's commonly used is 100. It does not mean that it is hazardous at 100. It means that for our purposes, we start really paying attention to a place that has readings of over 100 counts per minute or CPM. Here's Montgomery, Alabama. Check that out. Here's Anchorage. Nice and low. Look at this. Isn't that great? A lot of blank graphs, but not here in Phoenix. Kind of jumpy, but it ended the day, or it's beginning this 30th, below 50, which is good. Can't say the same for Topeka. Topeka's beginning the day at about, Tucson, it's beginning the day at about 100, but in the last 24 hours, it shot up to about 335 CPM in Tucson. Wow. Here's Little Rock, Arkansas. It's kind of busy in the last few days. See this right here on July 24th? That's at about 270 CPM. But Fort Smith seems to have come down a bit in Arkansas. See how it's jumpy up here? Way over 200, almost 250. Now it's down here. Now it's down at its background. Love that. Anaheim, California. The graph seems to have stopped July 25th. Not good. And it wasn't reading so bad. We want more good news. But you're not going to find it in Fresno. Look at this. It's a march up again. It's over 250 in the last 24 hours. Los Angeles doesn't work. Beta graph doesn't work. Here's Riverside. We thought the graph went out during this time. It hasn't. Came in at about 160 CPM today. It's right next to San Bernardino County, which is reading a little under 150 CPM. But look at this. San Diego, a 4-month high. Look at that. It's about 180 counts per minute. And when you look at their background, you see how low it is? Probably 10. This is over a dozen times background. This we keep an eye on. Is it a result of Fukugu out there in the Pacific? I can't tell you because I haven't been down there to test it myself. Hartford, Connecticut, getting a little jumpy, over 100 in the last 12 hours. Washington, D.C., not looking bad, though it's climbing up into the 70s. Florida, not one beta graph for 5 Florida stations. Can you believe that? Not a beta graph in Atlanta. But Augusta, Georgia, oh, it has a beta graph, and look what it shows. Lots of activity. About 2 days ago, it was well north, 210 CPM in Augusta. Very active. Oh, you know what? EnviroReporter.com has a lot of fans in Idaho, so we wanted to give you the good news that Idaho Falls continues to just sort of meander along at normal radiation readings in the air. These are very high-tech machines the EPA has to detect this beta radiation. Here in the Rad Belt, Fort Wayne, Indiana, look at this. Last couple of days, you've been seeing readings over 250 CPM. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, it's bouncing around 100. More active than it used to be. It used to be always like this. Then it started getting bumpy and then went down. Now it's back up. Think of multiples of background. This has the lowest beta radiation in the country, even exceeding in lowness Anchorage. Look at this, Orono, Maine. It's also the station that is the farthest away from Fukushima. Baltimore, Maryland doesn't have a beta graph working, and even its gamma graph is given up the ghost. Good luck, Baltimore. Worcester, Massachusetts. This disproves the idea that on the East Coast they're not affected by things like, say, Fukushima. In the last 12 hours, Worcester, Massachusetts has almost made it to 240 counts per minute. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Looks like it's settled down today, but yesterday it went all the way up to about 345 CPM, the highest reading in that great city, in that great state, in the last 4 months. It's in the Rad Belt. So St. Paul, Minnesota, though it's creeping down again under 50, which is good. Last few days it's gone over 150 twice. St. Louis, kind of settling down, but boy, in the last week it has been getting hot. Does it have to do with that radioactive dump on fire, smoldering? Here's Springfield, Missouri. We cannot figure out what's going on with their graph, but if it's to be believed, they have 0 beta radiation, which it isn't to be believed. Now look at this graph. Lincoln, Nebraska. Jumpy. Right here, up to 350 in the last couple of days. Concord, New Hampshire. Starting to get busy. This is up over 220. Look at that. And that's just 3 days ago. Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's under 100, which is saying something for Albuquerque. Look at these numbers right here. Since we last talked, it's gone past 320 counts per minute. Beta radiation. Buffalo, New York. What does Buffalo have that Manhattan doesn't? Well, it has a working beta station. Look at this. Last couple of days, it's hit 150, and that's not the first time. Charlotte, North Carolina, jumping around, flirting with about 135 in the last 3 days. Raleigh, North Carolina. What happened July 24th here when it just stopped? We need to have Raleigh. Holy Toledo, Ohio, part of the Rad Belt. Last couple of days, it's hit 200 counts per minute beta. Corvallis, Oregon, getting jumpy. Look at that. About in the 130s yesterday. And look at Pittsburgh. It's cooling off a little bit, but boy, since we last talked, it's hit over 220. Now, Amarillo, Texas, would you look at this? Right now, it's about 300, and this is a good day. What is going on in Amarillo? Well, I'll tell you, if you're one of the raddies who follow invaluablereporter.com, what should be going on in your home, your office, your bedroom is HEPA filters. Clean that air out where you are, if you're living there. Dallas, last 24 hours, it's hit 270. Remember, the 100 counts per minute level is the, hey, let's pay attention level, and it's double that and then some. Fort Worth isn't so bad. Salt Lake City, what are you doing here? Why don't you get that beta station back online? It's been out for a couple months now, 3 months. Look at Olympia, Washington. Here's another example of the 100 limit not being the be-all end-all. Olympia's background is clearly down in the 20s or actually in the teens. So when you see two readings in the last couple of days that go up to say about 90, that's many times the background. So this is something we're going to keep an eye on. Is it that Sea of Fuku goo off the coast there that we've documented coming down the North American coast? We wrote about in Fukushima, The Perfect Crime. You be the judge. This is Madison, Wisconsin. This is in the rad belt, and look at this. It's 320 right now, and that's the highest reading in the last 4 months. It's Michael Collins and ViralReporter.com. Come on over to our website and learn a whole lot more.